Hello my friends, welcome to Dave's Skillet. Today, going to be a special. Today I'm going to make oxtail soup. This is a request. And, yeah. Those are the oxtails, about 1.5 pounds. I'm going to use beef flavored broth. On the oxtail themselves, I got my own rub I'm going to use. You can use Grill Master. That'll work. I got 2 bay leaves, about a tablespoon of thyme and rosemary both, 1 large white onion. You can use a yellow onion, it doesn't matter. About half a bag of the baby carrots, these guys, and half a stalk of celery. Use the leaves on them. Don't take it off, because that just gives you more flavor anyway. So let's get to it. First things first, I gotta season the meat and then put it in my pot. So we're going to move the camera, and that should do it right there. There we go. Now, I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to shift this camera around. There we go. Okay, so we're going to season the meat. I've already cut off the fat. You don't want a bunch of fat on there, so get as much of it off as you can. Leave some. Don't want to take it all off, because fat does give flavor. You just don't want all that fatty grease in the soup. You're going to have to drain this off anyway, and it'll just make it a bigger mess. Gotta beat this drum because it's not coming out. Humid days in Chicago. Now this is a request, like I said. I'm making this for one of my friends. It's for you, Carlton. So you can make this on your own. Now I'm not putting garlic in it. For those of you who like garlic, go ahead, dump a whole clove of it right in there. First we got to grill these up in the cast iron. I got to move this out of the way because I got to turn that on. It's going to be on number 6 electric. I'm guessing the numbers because they're worn off. Yeah, that's the way it goes. Now, like I said, Grill Masters will work great for this. You don't want to overcrowd this. So, put them in there, but you don't want to crowd them where they're touching each other and all that. And put the smallest one dead center. There you go. Just like that. I'm talking, but you can't see it. All right. Anyway, that's going to get started. I'll bring you over here to the sink so you can see what I'm going to do with the veggies. They're not going to go in right away. So, bring it over here. Give them a good hose job. There you go. Wash them down real good. Just like that. Always wash your veggies because you don't know who coughed on it in the store or what animal relieved itself in the woods. Who knows? So be safe. Don't be sorry. Now, that's the onion. And this is how I've cut it up. Basically cut it in half and then in half again and then make quarters out of it. Now, I gotta wash it off again. I didn't wash that off. Even though I take the skin off of it, doesn't matter. Wash them anyway. This is the broth I'm going to use. Now you can use water and put some oxo cubes in there if you like. Put some beef bouillon in it. That's fine. That's my spice. Already covered that. These are fresh bay leaves, by the way, but you can use the dried ones. It doesn't matter. And you can use fresh thyme and rosemary if you like too. I just don't have any, and I don't want to buy any. I'm getting ready to move soon, and I can't buy a bunch of stuff and then move. That would be kind of silly. So we're going to get those ground up, and then we'll get this on the stove. And we will be back shortly. Just added some olive oil to it, not a whole lot, probably about 2 tablespoons. And then turn them over. They're starting to brown up pretty nicely. And then we'll set these aside and get on with it, making the soup. I'm not going to rinse out the pot. Once it's done with the meat, take the meat out, set them aside, and then everything goes in there. The onions, the celery, the carrots. I gotta cut that stuff off. But not a whole lot. The carrots are already cut, the onions are already cut. I just need to cut the celery. So I'll do that now. And let's see it nice out here. There we go. You don't want to make them too small because you're making a soup. When you're making a soup or broth or a soup, you make them large. Because we're going to, at the end, these are all going to get thrown away. They're not going to go anywhere else but in the bin, because they'll be full of the grease and fat, and you don't want that. Time to turn these again. I can't tell you how this is smelling, but one day they'll have smell vision, won't they? Oh my God. And get that to stand up on one side that's not been cut. There we go. Put that back in the center. There you go. Now even if there is some red, some blood on them still, after we brown them, that's not going to matter, because at the end of the day, you're going to put those in some very hot broth. They'll cook, and they're going to be in there for like 4 hours, cooking away. So, no need to bother with all that. And then when we're done making all that, and we skim it off, this pot is going to have to go in the fridge, so we can get the grease off of it. And I'll be backwards for you. You'll never realize how long it was, because it'll be instantaneous when I edit the film. You won't have to wait till the next day to see how I'm doing this. We're not shooting this live. I'm live right now, but you know. Whew, get up there. No, get up. And something like that. Sometimes they're disagreeable and want to flop over. There we go. I'm going to drop that down to a 4. I'm going to get burned in the process. Oh. Whew. It's almost like making a mirepoix, you know? Get this one out. Stir it up real good. When the onions get like a little bit of a translucent look to them, we're going to add the broth. We'll add this next. That was pretty hot. After we add the broth, we'll put in the seasonings. Wow, that's getting to me. Wow. Not sure what it is. I'm not going to add any salt. Not going to see that happen. I am going to add some pepper. Just a bit. Bit of cracked black pepper. Not tons, but you got to have some in there for flavor. Oh yeah. See, you don't want to lose that juice that those meats give off. Yeah. Now, we can put that back in. And get some of that flavoring. Don't want to lose that. Put that back in there, you know. Whew. Okay. That's good. Try to get those onto the metal itself. That works. There we go. There. Nice. I've not had oxtail soup decades. I don't know. My dad used to make it. That was a long time ago. So now we're going to add the beef stock. Broth, not stock. We're making stock. We're making stock because that meat's got bone. And that's how you make stock, with bone. It all goes in. I may add some water to it later, after I put it in the crock pot. We'll see how that goes. There we go. And then, in go the spice. And gotta keep everything kind of cleaned up. Now I kept them bay leaves in my freezer. I buy them in those fresh packs, but I put them in the freezer so they don't go off on me, wither and die. Put them in the freezer. And then when I need them, I just take a couple out. Boom. That's it. So I'm going to put this back up to medium. And we will wait when it comes up to a simmer. It's going to be about, it's 1:35 now. About 5:30. About 5:30, I got to put it in the crock pot. So, we'll be back at 5:30 my time. And we're back. I added 2 bouillon cubes to it. These kind. Whatever kind you like, go right ahead. But I'm going to add more water to it because it's starting to get a bit low. I had knocked it down to simmer for the last 2 hours. It's been on simmer. So we're going to add a bit more water to it, which is why I added those cubes. One thing deserves another. But it's soup. And I'll be adding a potato. I forgot to mention that. I will be adding potatoes to it. But not right yet. Not until I'm making the soup. That'll be tomorrow that I add the potatoes to it. So for now, I'll take a sample. It's getting there. I like it. I think I would have liked it with the garlic, but like I said, this is a request. So Carlton, I hope you really enjoy this, because you're going to get the whole pot. I'm not going to keep any of it. I'll just sample a bit of it to make sure it's right, but that's it. All the knuckles in there, that's all for you. And we will be back at 5:30. It's 2:46 now. Okay, we're back. I've turned off the stove. And I gotta move those oxtails into the crock pot. Gotta let this cool down. So we'll put it in here. That'll help cool the cooling process down quite a bit. Ah, come on. Got a difficult one there. Okay. So now, move that out of the way so I don't break it. We got to strain everything out of there. All the veggies, because we're not eating those veggies, because those veggies are going to be full of grease. Well, that's how they're going to taste. You saw it, it went to the trash. That's where it went, right in the trash. Oh. That's it. Yeah, I'll let that drain in there. That won't hurt anything. There, that's it. That's it. That goes in the sink. And what's left of there goes in the trash. Gotta get a spoon. Yeah, that'll work. I put this paper here to stop grease spills, splatters, not spills. It works. And all that goes in there. Now we are going to put some more carrots, some more celery, and some potatoes this time in the pot. Just didn't want all that trash that I made the liquid part with, the soup itself. I'll clean that out later. Now, take a look at what I got. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. Yep, it's clean, and that's what we want. We want it clean. So we'll put that on there. That's going to go in the fridge overnight. And then the next day, tomorrow morning, I'll be able to skim off the grease, the fat. And that'll be easier that way. And then we put the crock pot in the heating element part. And it's going to go for at least an hour. You know, bring it up to temperature. And then it'll be ready. That'll cook the veggies and the potatoes and the carrots and the celery. Which is what we need it to do. So, that's it for now. We'll see you in the morning. Good morning, my friends. I am back. So, about 9:45 in the morning. And it's time to grease off the soup. It sat in the fridge overnight. Now, I can't turn this on straight away because it could possibly crack porcelain, so we got to be careful and let it hit room temperature before we turn the heat on. But that's okay. We're here to remove the grease. That is what we're going to do first. my spatula out. Still at the bottom of the clean dish pile. And get it. And we got it. Okay, now. It's this layer here we want to get off. It's like, it's not really that thick, but you want to get rid of it. I got a waste bin right next to me, and that's where it's going to go. I'll get as much of that stuff off as I can. This is too big, I think. I'll have to use just use a spoon, smaller spoon. It's like ice out there in the ocean. Got an ice field. I'll get as much as I can, like I said, because I don't want that. Don't want all that fatty grease in there. I don't think it tastes nice to begin with, so we'll get it all out. And then I got to make the new vegetables. Pretty much the same stuff I put in yesterday. The only difference will be the potatoes. I didn't put the potatoes in it. I didn't think it was necessary. Personally, I didn't think they would really add much flavor-wise. They might soak up some grease, but that might have hampered what I'm doing now to get rid of that grease. Tedious is how I would describe this portion of the recipe. But yeah, it's doable. If I gotta get a smaller spoon in here, I will. Time for a smaller one. That one just can't get in the nooks and crannies. Come on out of there. I don't have to clean this one. This one I can just throw out when I'm done. Shouldn't take about an hour for this to hit room temp. About an hour from now. And then we'll turn it back on. Now, I turned it off early yesterday. Instead of going till 5 o'clock, I stopped at 4 o'clock. But I'll make up the difference today. I'm going to have to anyway. I didn't want to overdo it. So, that's why. You'll see that on the video when I stop. Almost exactly at 4 o'clock. And get a few more of these small bits. I think I can get at it with that bigger spoon. Yeah, that's working. That's working. I put a paper plate in the waste bin to hit to get the grease off the spoon, so it's not actually hitting the waste bin. There's a clean plate in there. It's taken all the grease. Now it looks like I got nearly all of it. I don't think there's any way to get 100% of it unless you skim it and do it that way. That would be, you could do that, you know, if you want to go over the top with it, you can do it that way. Totally up to you. How you manage it is up to you. don't think a few of these little tiny crumbs are going to make a whole big bit of difference. But there we go. So we will be back in about an hour. Clean up the mess as I go. Okay. 1 hour. It's 9:53, so 10:53. Say 11 o'clock. We'll be back. Hello, and we're back. It's an hour later. It's 11 o'clock. And we're going to start adding the veggies. First, we're going to add the celery. You'll notice I've chopped them a little bit finer. They're about half the size of the original chop, the first chop. And they just go right in. Everything goes right in. Just like that. Now the carrots, we're going to cut those in half. I'm not going to go to any great lengths. And the onion, I'm going to cut that just a little bit finer. Instead of cutting it directly in half, I'm going to make 3 slices out of it. I don't cut myself here. So, I'll show you that in a second. So I got 3 of these, just like that. Now I got to cut it one more time. No, more than one more time. I'm going to cut it 2 more times. Right directly in half. And again. So now I've quartered them. More or less. And this little brown bit there, I'm going to throw that away. It's part of the root. I always take the roots out whether they're a brownish color or a greenish color, because it's going to be bitter if I don't. And we don't want bitter, so actually I think I have to cut this just a little bit more. It's still too big for my purpose, for my liking. But you can leave it that size if you want to. Totally up to you, because you are in charge of your kitchen. I won't be knocking on your door telling you, hey, cut it like that. Nope. Are the onions getting me yet? Yeah, they are. Actually, they're starting to get me. We're chopping. Wow. They're strong. Okay, so I've chopped them down to that size. In they go. And next are the carrots. Gotta do the carrots. I'm starting to cry now. Dang. Oh, Dave's crying. Oh. So we cut these in half, and now they're going to be bite-sized pieces, just like that. Got about a large handful of carrots, same as before. Oh gosh. I'm just about done here. Can't really see what I'm doing, but we'll get it on. Oh man, my eyes are really watering up and tearing. Oh God, it's a strong onion, that one. Yikes. Okay, close enough. Oh man. Whew. Okay, cutting boards away. Oh no, it's not actually. I got the potatoes. I nearly forgot the potatoes. No. So I think what I'm going to do is slide this out of the way temporarily. Put that right there so I can do my chop chop. sure how many potatoes I'm going to put in there, but I just do it one at a time. First I gotta get the skin off. Some people wash them before they peel them. Why would you do that? Just peel them. They're easier to hold on if they're dry. If you've had them in the fridge, take them out of the fridge a good hour ahead of time so they can hit room temp. It'll be easier for you to hold in your hands and easier to cut. Whew. Now, I need my knife. Gonna cut these into quarters. Where'd it go? So we'll cut these into half and then cut them into halves again. Carlton, you're gonna like this. You're gonna love this soup. Don't get away from me. There we go. Now I need my... It's not cooperating with me in there. Okay, I'm going to wash these off just to get some of the extra starch off. Get some starch off of them. Okay, that's one. But it needs more than just one. So we'll get another one. I'm thinking 2 or 3. Depends on the size of the potato. These are russets, by the way. I know you're chomping at the bit. What are they? They're russets. And the onions were white onions. I said that yesterday. So I'm using the same ones. But you use whatever you like. Whatever your taste buds like, that's what you should use. And we do another one. I know I didn't wash that one off. It's alright. Gotta have a little starch in there. Not much. But you should have just a little bit for thickener. And well, let's give it a stir. I think that's enough. I don't think I need to add any more. I hope it's enough, Carlton. If I didn't put enough, sorry about that. Carlton's one of my neighbors. So, put all that stuff in the sink. They need a little bit of a rinse off. We really need to wash them, but they need a rinse off anyway. Okay, now. Yeah, it's not refrigerator cold. I've had it sitting out an hour, so I don't think I have to worry about cracking the pot. So, we turn it back on. I'm going to put it on high. It shouldn't take long to get hot. I'm going to let it go for about 2 hours, and then it'll be done. That's lunchtime, 1 o'clock, definitely lunchtime. So until then, And then I gotta go knock on Carlton's door and tell him, come get your dinner. We will be back. Hello, my friends. It is that time. Oxtail soup is now finished. Oh. So let's take a look at it. I think it needs one more ingredient. But I gotta take a taste of it first. That's good. Woo! I don't know, I think it might be hot. Okay. Eat a spoon. It's kind of bubbly boiling in there. Oh, yeah, it's hot. It does need one last ingredient. Just a couple drops. Just a couple. Actually, I think not a full teaspoon, but I guess that's about half. What do you think? About half a teaspoon. All right. I think that'll do it. Let's give that a magical stir. Yeah. Ooh, that is really hot. You might pour a bowl, but you're going to have to be careful. Let it cool down, because it is going to be really, really hot. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, that's it. Well, my friends, it is time to have some of that. So enjoy and bon appetit. Description will be down below of all the ingredients.